Good evening, everyone, and welcome to New Vision Center. My name is Bill Sneed. I'm a practitioner here at New Vision Center, and it's my great joy to welcome everyone online here on our campus. And thank you so much for being here. I could hold this up a little bit better. It is my great joy to welcome everyone and to announce and introduce the practitioners and ministers. Maureen Garrity, practitioner, New Vision Center. Rachel Soratori, practitioner, New Vision Center. Lisa Harkness, practitioner, Mile High Church. Janet Gottschall, practitioner emeritus, New Vision Center. Marty Stevens, practitioner emeritus, New Vision Center. And our ministers, Reverend Jill Clements, Scottsdale CSL Senior Minister. Reverend Jeff Hargis, Minister at Large. Reverend Jane Midgley, Staff Minister, Ahia Center for Spiritual Living. Reverend Karen Russo, Minister Emeritus, New Vision Center. Reverend Leslie Goodwin, Associate Minister, New Vision Center. Reverend Karen Einhaus, Spiritual Leader, New Vision Center. Reverend Lori Frisbee, Healing Through the Arts Ministry, New Vision Center. Reverend Glenn Swain, founding minister, Heartfelt Farewells Focused Ministry. And let us pray, recognizing that one source, that one infinite intelligence that created all that is. And it is beauty, grace, wisdom, joy. And it is expressed right here, right now, as myself, as each individual within the sound of my voice. And it is expressed as this service. Yes, joy, love. And it is outpicturing perfectly this entire service as ordination for our beloved Reverend Glenn Swain and Reverend Lori Frisbee. And it is beautiful, and it is outpicturing in that joy, and I just know that it is perfectly unfolded right here, right now. So I just know that this service is absolutely blessed, and I just let it be, and so it is. Please help me welcome Reverend Karen Russo, founder of the Money Keys and beloved minister in this community.
Oh, beloveds. So I have the honor of reading a reading called A Chaplain Is. And this reading is written by Reverend Lori Frisbee and Reverend Glenn Swain. So the ministers, they write, people answer the call to ministry for many reasons, but the commonality in each calling is to be a conduit of God and good by being in service to others. As a ministry, chaplaincy requires one to possess a healthy mixture of compassion and empathy, along with attentiveness and dedication to the spiritual and emotional well-being of others. A chaplain's visit, it's an opportunity to be a traveler alongside a patient on their own pilgrimage to the body's end and toward their next expression of life, whatever the person believes will be true for them. A chaplain is a part-time therapist, part-time mediator, part-time analyst, part-time caregiver, part-time mind reader, part-time handholder, part-time entertainer, but always, first and foremost, a full-time listener. And Reverend Laurie refers to this divine quality as being a big old heart with ears. It is in the deep, empathetic listening of someone where the chaplain is most valuable, whether it is with the patient who is facing physical death or with the family member and caregivers struggling on the threshold of losing their loved one. Oftentimes, a chaplain continues the comfort, the compassion, and the listening far beyond. They craft personal memorial services, they provide bereavement care after the patient has died. With compassion, the chaplain brings forgiveness to light when unhealed relationships are present. Compassionate listening soothes the anxieties, frustrations, despair, and disappointments that can surface throughout the end of life. The chaplain will also help celebrate the patient's triumphs, successes, happiness, laughter, and love. A chaplain, a minister, is a servant, a witness to the lives of others, often at a time when people and families are experiencing their most vulnerable moments. A chaplain experiences in others Spirit's essence, wholly separated from the flesh, a person's soul. At the end of the day, the chaplain, the minister, is blessed, knowing that when they are in service to others, they are in service to God. And Reverend Laurie, Reverend Glenn, nothing is more important than that. Yes.
I, the Lord of sea and sky, I have heard my people cry, all who dwell in dark and fear, my hand will save. I who make the stars of night, I will make their darkness bright, and who will bear my light to them? Whom shall I send? Here I am, Lord. Is it I, Lord? I have heard you calling in the night, and I will go, Lord, if you lead me. I will hold your people in my heart. I, the Lord of snow and rain, I have borne my people's pain. I have wept for love of them, but they turn away. I will heal their hearts of stone, give them hearts for love alone. I will speak my word to them. Whom shall I send? Here I am, Lord. Is it I, Lord? I have heard you calling in the night, and I will go, Lord, if you lead your people in my heart. I, the Lord of wind and flame, I will free the poor and lame, and I will set a feast for them. My hand will save. Finest bread I will provide, till their hearts be satisfied. Oh, I would give my life to them, but who can I send? Here I am, Lord. It is I, Lord. I have heard you call me in the night, so I will go, Lord, where you lead me. I will hold your people in my heart. Jeff and I will now read the Declaration of Principles. We believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. This one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. The manifest universe is the body of God. It is the logical and necessary outcome of the infinite self-knowingness of God.
We believe in the individualization of the Spirit in us, and that all people are individualizations of the one Spirit.
We believe in the eternality, the immortality, and the continuity of the individual soul, forever and ever expanding.
We believe that heaven is within us, and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it.
We believe the ultimate goal of life is to be a complete freedom from all discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all.
We believe in the unity of all life, and that the highest God and the innermost God is one God. We believe that God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence.
We believe in the direct revelation of truth through our intuitive and spiritual nature, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God.
We believe that the universal spirit, which is God, operates through a universal mind, which is the law of God, and that we are surrounded by this creative mind which receives the direct impress of our thought and acts upon it.
We believe in the healing of the sick and control of conditions through the power of this mind.
We believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of all life.
We believe in our own soul, our own spirit, and our own destiny, for we understand that the life of all is God.
And at this time, we'd like to invite Reverend Karen up to speak a few words.
I always love when we anchor in to the Declaration of Principle. So if this is your first time here with us, welcome. We hope that this space has been set. These are the foundations that we live our life from. But tonight, we gather here to celebrate the ordination of Reverend Laurie Frisbee and Reverend Glenn Swain. They have been licensed and lived this life of ministry for several years now, and they move into this official acceptance of ordination here tonight, becoming a minister for life. I want to begin these remarks with a quote of the 13th century poet Rumi. "The breeze at dawn has secrets to tell you. Don't go back to sleep. You must ask for what you really want. Don't go back to sleep." At the very heart of accepting ordination, this deep devotion to ministry, both a high dream and a deep intention to wake up and stay awake. Waking up to what I like to refer to the call of the divine that has been placed on our heart. Waking up to what it means to be a spiritual leader in the world. Waking up to this fabulous teaching across space and time that creates transformation and that can be shared with other people. Waking up and staying awake to discover one's own spiritual identity and sharing that with others. And ultimately, it is about waking up and staying awake to your individual space on this net of life and waking up to what is yours to do. While we are here to celebrate primarily Reverend Laurie and Reverend Glenn, this is an important opportunity for all of us to become aware of the co-creation of life. We are not here by accident. All of us here are invited to wake up and stay awake to the call that has been placed on our individual hearts. As you see these beloveds for who they are, as you attend this sacred ritual, this holy moment in life of these beloved beings whom you love, you are invited to listen to the yearning within yourself. As chaplains, as teachers, as a safe space in sometimes the most challenging situations and on a crazy timeline, these beloveds are showing us what it means to wake up and remain awake. Their devotion and perseverance touches not just the people who they are serving, but all of us. Dr. Ernest Holmes, the founder of this teaching, articulates this so powerfully. It is important for a person to conceal themselves before an audience, he says. I don't mean we are expected to be paragons of perfection. If we waited for that, it wouldn't be in this life that we would lead and teach and practice. But we must have found some inward experience that transcends the ordinary. In our field, it must transcend the ordinary theological experience because our whole theory and practice is based on the assumption that we, as individuals, do have access to a power that operates independently of us, and we have a way of using it that causes our way of using it to operate individually for us. In other words, we are called upon to teach the truth, to practice it, and to proclaim it. And that, beloveds, is what we are doing here tonight. We are celebrating these two remarkable souls who have dedicated themselves to this sacred path. We recognize the years they have spent in the spotlight, navigating the fishbowl of public view, while simultaneously nurturing their own growth, both spiritually and personally. Throughout this journey, they have worked tirelessly to discover and embody their spiritual authority. It is important to acknowledge that this profound work is not done in isolation. It isn't accomplished in a vacuum, somewhere on a mountaintop or in a cave, or while the world waits for us to complete our own transformation. No. This sacred commitment and joyous union takes place in the midst of life's beautiful chaos. The ministers are smiling over here. It is a dynamic process that unfolds as we engage with the world, faces challenge, learn from our experience, and we honor the courage that it takes to do this work openly and vulnerably and authentically. There's one other area I would like to highlight: withstanding the projection of others. As spiritual leaders, and especially as ministers, we often find ourselves at the receiving end of the projections of others. People look to us not just for guidance, but as a symbol of their own aspiration, fears, and sometimes their discontent. Yet this dynamic can create a complex web of expectations and assumptions. And we must learn to navigate with grace and discernment. To withstand these projections, it's crucial to cultivate a strong sense of self-awareness and inner clarity. And moreover, it is essential to establish healthy boundaries. Boundaries are not created to provide distance, but to maintain the integrity of our own spiritual and emotional well-being. They allow us to serve others without losing ourselves in the process. And by being present here tonight in this sanctuary and via our online streaming, you are called upon to honor the boundaries of these beloveds. The expression of ministry these two have chosen requires compassionate detachment. It involves holding space for others' emotions without absorbing them. This allows these beloveds to offer empathy and support while remaining anchored in their own truth. The charge to all of us as their spiritual community is to offer encouragement and understanding for the unique pressures they are experiencing in their daily life. Dear ones, as you continue to wake up and remain awake to your calling, practice unconditional self-love. Bask in witnessing the transformations before you and all around you. You are privileged to be with beloveds in their most vulnerable moments. Remember what an honor, gift, and privilege that truly is. It is amazing to me that these two beloveds have been living the life of a minister, and still they are here, willingly waking through this profound ritual, standing in agreement to be an ordained minister for life, because their innermost self points them to the divine over and over, despite any world of effects experiences. And while we may ordain them today in the custom of our tradition, that waking up and staying awake time and time again is what really has ordained them already. And I think that is what calls all of us, this merging of being in this world but not of it, this understanding that there is a greater truth to each and every one of us. And so here's another Rumi quote: "There's no salvation for the soul but to fall in love. Only lovers can escape out of these two worlds. This was ordained in creation. Only from the heart can you reach the sky. The rose of glory can grow only from the heart. May we all be ordained into this way of being. And so on this day, happy Ordination Day to our beloved Reverend Laurie Frisbee and Reverend Glenn Swain. Your love, your ministry, your hearts, your work blesses us all, and we are very grateful. Thank you.
I didn't know who I really was. I didn't know what I really wanted. A lifetime of searching for the answers just left me broken and empty-handed. Each road I walked only led to sadness, but I could feel a higher purpose. And when I let go and surrendered, I finally heard the voice of God. So I answer the call to lead the world to love, to know that there's more than enough, to go beyond what we can see and help the world believe. I answer the call to know the highest truth, to see the good that lives in you. So whatever God asks me to do, I'll stand and answer the call. There are so many without hope, just looking for a little kindness in a world where love is underrated. And so many seem to be alone. I know the truth that we're united, connected through the source divine. So I choose to go out in the darkness until the whole world feels the light. I answer the call to lead the world to love, to know that there's more than enough, to go beyond what we can see and help the world believe. I answer the call to know a higher truth, to see the good that lives in you. So whatever God asks me to do, I'll stand and answer the call to lead the world to love, to know that there's more than enough, to go beyond what we can see and help the world believe. I answer the call to know a higher truth, to see the good that lives in you. So whatever God asks me to do, I'll stand and answer the call. I'll stand and I'll answer God's call. I answer the call, yeah, yeah. Ooh.
Hello, everyone. I'm Reverend Jane Midgley, and I'm here from Albuquerque. And I came because Lori and I have been weekly prayer partners for years. We're true ministerial sisters, and I'm just in awe of your strength, your courage, and your gigantic heart. I love you so much. Reverend Glenn, I was thrilled to meet you tonight. I've heard all kinds of amazing things about you. So it's my great honor to read letters tonight from these beloved's mentors who were not able to be with us. So the first letter is to Reverend Lori from Reverend Kathy Hearn. Dearest Reverend Lori, what a joy it is to know that today you are surrounded by your family members and friends who love you dearly and are honoring this moment of your ordination. I am celebrating with you from afar and joining in the expressions of appreciation and love you are receiving. I congratulate you for the powerful and meaningful path you walked as a ministerial student. I feel very blessed to have been your dean and mentor, both during ministerial training and your licentiate period. Each conversation we had was rich, deep, and a privilege to engage in. I have also witnessed your walk of love and resolve through several challenges and have seen you emerge from difficult times with even greater awareness, power, and knowing. Through it all, you have loved and served the New Vision community and your clients. I acknowledge you for the time, energy, dedication, and spiritual support you have consistently given. You truly stand at a high mountaintop of spiritual attainment and loving expression, and your ordination is richly deserved. You are a blessed, important, and needed presence in our world. Reverend Lori, I will cherish through time our friendship and relationship as ministerial colleagues. I thank you for the blessing you have been in my life and in the life of so many others. Love to you, Kathy Hearn. And this is from Reverend Glenn's mentor, Reverend Dr. Michelle Medrano. Dear Reverend Glenn, I have a key memory that includes you. It was September 11th, 2001. It was a significant day of stress for our country and the world. We were beginning a foundations class at New Vision Center that night. Calls came in during the day about whether we were still going to have class that night or not. I felt we needed to be with one another and not isolated. So I decided to have class. You were in that class. I remember very clearly that evening when the world was feeling so disrupted that your presence and heart were a key part of the group energy that provided greater comfort for us all. It did not surprise me when you decided to become a practitioner and eventually a minister. Now your ministry is all about continuing to provide heartfelt comfort to people. For this, you were ordained long ago. Yet this moment becomes one of those formal moments when you get to walk across an invisible threshold with all of us cheering you on to claim that ancient and important status of ordination. It is who you are, dear man. Thank you for all the times you have comforted my heart and the hearts of so many you have served. Thank you for saying yes to your ministry and choosing this sacred path. Thank you, Reverend Glenn. You are a blessing. Congratulations. Love, Michelle.
Dearest Rev, we'll go the long way. We'll go the long way.
Reverend ministers of religious science, family and friends, we present to you Reverend Lori Frisbee to be ordained into the ministry of Centers for Spiritual Living. Reverend Lori has been serving with beauty and joy the youth and family ministry at New Vision Center, and with creativity and love brought forth the healing through the arts ministry. She has demonstrated the loving kindness, the spiritual authority, and the principled leadership needed of an ordained minister.
Reverend Leslie, are you convinced that Reverend Lori is prepared and worthy of the office and the work of an ordained minister of religious science?
The ordination panel found Reverend Lori ready to be both prepared and worthy, and I agree with them. This is the charge. Reverend Lori, the ties of a minister to her ministry represent a bond that is sacred, empowering, and with this ceremony, everlasting. With ordination, you step into a new life of spiritual service and commitment, even deeper than you have walked thus far. It has glorious moments of high revelation and changing moments of messy group dynamics, but becomes your lifelong passion, your own classroom, and your crucible. Out of all of the possibilities for giving your gifts in this world, you have chosen to be an ordained minister with Centers for Spiritual Living. This is a tremendous blessing to Centers, to the world, and we want it to be a tremendous blessing to you year after year. Do not hold back. Give every drop of wisdom, organizational skill, and power that you have. Do not be an island. Seek the help and support that you need. Get your rest. Take breaks. Take breaks. Remember, you are committed for life, and life is long. Let your thoughts be centered on the divine and seek to see the holy in everyone you meet. I charge you, dear minister, to teach, heal, love. Minister to all you meet. May the peace of God be ever in your heart, the truth of love be expressed through your words, and the light of God move through you into the hands of the world that await the mighty gifts that you have to give so uniquely.
Reverend Laurie, the Centers for Spiritual Living has consented to this ordination service in recognition of the fact that your ministry is precious to it. You have heard the charge offered by Reverend Leslie. Are you prepared to take your vows to become a minister for life in the Centers for Spiritual Living? Please fold your hands over your heart as a symbol of the sanctity with which you take these vows. Reverend Laurie, do you promise to love and to be loyal to the teachings of the science of mind and to the ministry you serve?
I do.
Do you promise to minister to all those who come to you to the best of your ability and seek to see the face of God in all people?
I do.
Do you promise to maintain your own spiritual practice so that your relationship with Spirit is always fresh and new?
I do.
And do you promise to promote harmony, peace, and right action wherever you find you are called as a minister?
I do.
And now for the official part. Reverend Laurie, please repeat after me. I, Reverend Laurie Frisbee,
I, Reverend Laurie Frisbee,
commit to my ministry for my lifetime.
commit to my ministry for a lifetime.
I promise to open my life to God
I promise to open my life to God
so that I may hear what is mine to do.
so that I may hear what is mine to do.
I promise to tenderly care
I promise to tenderly care
for all who come to me in spiritual need.
for all who come to me in spiritual need.
From this day forward,
From this day forward,
I will seek to make the world
I will seek to make the world
a place of increased love, peace, and joy.
of increased peace, love, and joy.
I send my word forth
I send my word forth
to heal and to prosper.
to heal and to prosper.
I pray that God is fulfilled
I pray that God is fulfilled
in, through, and as me.
in, through, and as me.
Now I need to touch you. Beloved Reverend Laurie, because you have been found eminently qualified for ordination, and because you have made your sacred vows in front of your colleagues and friends, by the authority vested in me by the Centers of Spiritual Living, I now confer upon you ordination as a minister for spiritual living. Congratulations. Centers for Spiritual Living has a special gift for you, which is a symbol of your newly acquired station as an ordained minister.
The stole that we now confer upon this newly ordained minister is a commitment to the promises she has already made, a garment of spiritual power. Your ordination stole is purple and gold. Purple symbolizes illumination, abundance, compassion, and courage. Gold symbolizes devotion, mystery, peace, and nobility. Every time you wear this stole, you are linked with the clergy and the spiritual teachers all around the globe and all through time and space who stand with you. And now is the time for it to be placed upon the shoulders of this blessed minister. Tom and Chelsea, will you please come to the platform to place the stole on our newly ordained minister?
that completes our first ordination ceremony. Now I would like to invite Reverend Glenn Swain to come and join us on the platform. Right there, see it. Very nice.
Okay, so I'll begin here. Reverend Karen Einhaus, ministers of religious science, family, friends, and community, we present. We present to you Reverend Glenn Swain to be ordained into the ministry of Centers for Spiritual Living. Reverend Glenn has been serving with creativity, compassion, and devotion in his ministry, Heartfelt Farewells, and in service at spiritual centers throughout our movement. Reverend Glenn has demonstrated loving kindness, spiritual authority, and principled leadership needed of an ordained minister.
So Reverend Karen, are you convinced that Reverend Glenn Swain is worthy and ready to work as an ordained minister?
Well, the ordination panel, his ministerial colleagues and community have found Reverend Glenn to be prepared and worthy. We are convinced. And so, Reverend Glenn, this is the charge. The ties of a minister to his ministry represent a bond that is sacred, empowering, and with this ceremony, everlasting. With ordination, you step into a continued life of spiritual service and commitment. Ministry, with its glorious moments of holy revelation and its changing moments of messy group dynamics, becomes your lifelong passion, your classroom, your crucible. Out of all the possibilities of giving your gifts to the world, you've chosen to be a minister for the Centers for Spiritual Living. It's a tremendous blessing to us. We want it to be a tremendous blessing to you year after year. You've heard this. Don't hold back. Give all the wisdom, organizational skills, and love you have to give. Do not be an island. Seek the help and support you need. Get rest. Take breaks. Remember, you're committed for life, and life is long. Let your thought be centered in the divine and seek to see the Holy One in every person you meet. I charge you, dear minister, dear friend, teach, heal, love, sing, minister to all. And may the peace of God be ever in your heart, the truth of God be expressed through your words, and the light of God move through your hands into the world that awaits the mighty gifts you have to give.
Reverend Glenn. The Centers for Spiritual Living has consented to this ordination service in recognition of the fact that your ministry is precious to it. You have just heard the charge offered by Reverend Karen. Are you prepared to take your vows to become a minister? Yes. Eagerly ready. Yes. Please hold your hands over your heart as a symbol of the sanctity with which you take these vows. Reverend Glenn, do you promise to love and to be loyal to the teachings of the science of mind and to the ministry that you serve?
Yes.
Do you promise to minister to all who come to you to the best of your ability and seek to see the face of God in all people?
Yes.
Do you promise to maintain your own spiritual practice so that your relationship with Spirit is always fresh and new? And do you promise to promote harmony, peace, and right action wherever you are called to minister?
Yes.
Please repeat after me. I, Reverend Glenn Swain,
I, Reverend Glenn Swain,
commit to my ministry for my lifetime.
commit to my ministry for my lifetime.
I promise to open my life to God
I promise to open my life to God
so that I may hear what is mine to do.
so I may hear what is mine to do.
I promise to tenderly care
I promise to tenderly care
for all who come to me in spiritual need.
for all who come to me in spiritual need.
From this day forward,
From this day forward,
I will seek to make the world
I will seek to make the world
a place of increased love, peace, and joy.
a place of love, increased joy.
Yes, I send my word forth
I send my word forth
to heal and to prosper.
to heal and to prosper.
I pray that God is fulfilled
I pray that God is fulfilled
in, through, and as me.
in, through, and as me.
Beloved Reverend Glenn, because you have found eminently qualified for ordination, and because you have made your sacred vows in front of your colleagues and friends by the authority vested in me by the Centers of Spiritual Living, I now confer upon you ordination as a minister for spiritual living. Congratulations. Reverend Glenn Swain, newly ordained. Now, Centers for Spiritual Living has a special gift for you, and Reverend
Yes.
Karen is going to share.
And so, Reverend Glenn, you have heard that this stole represents the colors that it represents. Every time you wear this stole, you are linked with all the clergy, all the spiritual teachers around the globe and across the centuries. So we will bestow it upon you. Nancy Yeamans, your beloved, and I will be the ones to put this on you. All right. Beautiful.
All right. Yes, we are complete. You may be seated. Yes.
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. Cause I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, into the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, and every dream I've ever dreamed has brought me here to this present moment, here to a new beginning, here, and I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, into the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer to my sacred source. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer to my sacred source. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, into the sweetest kind of life. So get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul.
Please join me as we speak a prayer. There is only one life, one power, one source, one love, so infinite that it expresses in and through and as all creation, every being, every beloved. And it is pure love and infinite creativity. It is the flowing forth of gifts and blessings of every kind forever and ever, showing up as every person who has ever walked the earth and ever will. And what I know to the depths of my being is that I am of that one life, as is everyone within the sound of my voice, and most especially, it is the truth of ordained minister Reverend Lori Frisbee and ordained minister Reverend Glenn Swain. And knowing this truth, I speak a word of blessing over each of their ministries, over each person who turns to either of them seeking, wanting to understand love, wanting to be held in the presence, because that is what beings of light bring to the planet. And so what I know is that infinite blessings of divinity are placed upon these wonderful ministers and everyone within the sound of my voice. That the good is right here, that the answers to that which we carried into this room on our heart are already being met in that place that says yes. And so I say yes to more love in the world, yes to healing, yes to wholeness, yes to beauty, yes to creation, yes to music, yes to the good. We welcome it all in, and I am so grateful to know that these words that I have spoken are true in this moment and in every moment. I release them into the action of universal law on behalf of every one of us, and I call it all profoundly and divinely good. Blessings be, and so it is. Let's go to the party. Please stay in your seats while the ministers and practitioners process out, and we will see you out there.